For stock investors who get a thrill from uncovering hidden gems that can compound into market beaters, Toronto Stock Exchange listed Constellation Software may be the ultimate winner. Since it IPO'd in 2006, it has returned an incredible 23,000% return. $1,000 turns into $230,000. Many refer to them as the Berkshire of software, as they are serial acquirers of profitable niche software businesses that are already profitable. And then those profits are being able to be put back to acquire more companies. This is an example of another company like Berkshire that allows returns to be compounded to generate excellent and profitable long-term returns. Today, Constellation is now a $65 billion valued software giant, so not quite under the radar small cap. In today's episode, though, we'll cover Nuvini, which is a microcap at less than $100 million, who's trying to mimic Constellation's model in Latin America. Some people will immediately dismiss this company since they operate out of an emerging market. But for those regular viewers who view my channel know, I view emerging markets segment as a particular strength with a secular tailwind of the growth of the middle class and digitization in emerging markets. Currently, Nuvini has already made several acquisitions, 7 in total since their founding in 2020. Similar to Constellation Software, these are niche businesses that are essential and profitable but under the radar. These 7 businesses serve over 20,000 customers in Latin America with an annual revenue of 191 Brazilian reals, which is around 32 million US dollars. Most importantly, these businesses do have positive adjusted EBITDA, which is a must-have for these acquired software niches. As you can see here, Nuvini continues to acquire too by evaluating greater than 2,000 companies and are in active negotiation that can more than double their 2024 revenue, and most importantly, these also have positive adjusted EBITDA. The key for Nuvini is finding companies with a solid customer base and low churn, and also positive free cash flow generation. Other initiatives that Nuvini is working on is leveraging how to make their portfolio of businesses leverage AI to be more profitable. Usually I hate it when non-tech companies claim they're AI-centric, they're AI businesses, in hopes of using that buzzword to pump up the stock. But for a portfolio of smaller businesses, I actually like this idea to share best practices among these businesses to see if AI can have a positive return on investment. Individually, these smaller businesses, I doubt, have had much time to focus on AI usage versus just building their core software businesses. So leveraging corporate and all these businesses as a trial and error might be a good idea. Other call out is if you Google to learn more about Nuvini, one of the first articles that comes up is their AI-like hackathon competition to encourage AI software innovation across Brazil's software segment. Of note, it alludes to Oracle and NVIDIA, 2 major players in AI, collaborating in this competition. For me, I think it's cool that all 3 companies can work together to promote education for AI application. Not thrilled, though, on why Nuvini would include this footnote for their press release, besides just for positive PR to be mentioned with Oracle and NVIDIA. Best case is perhaps Nuvini gets some potential future acquisition targets from this AI workshop. This is not a theoretical play for any involvement by NVIDIA or Oracle in Nuvini's business operations. So before sharing my thoughts on Nuvini, please make sure to read the disclaimer in the notes below. We are not financial advisors, and anything we say should not be taken as financial advice nor a financial recommendation. Also, if you like content like this, please help us out and click like and subscribe to follow our journey as we discuss long-term and innovative focused companies. Now let's talk about my thoughts on Nuvini. First watch out is the current stock price. Usually I focus on the business and not the stock price. However, Nuvini's stock price is critical. Currently they're trading around 90 cents a share, which is under the $1 per share minimum requirement. If it stays below $1 too long, it risks being delisted from the NASDAQ to a less liquid exchange. In August 2025, they did regain NASDAQ compliance by trading above a $35 million market cap for 10 consecutive days, but this remains a risk. It reverts back to non-compliance and thus delistment. Second major risk is that Nuvini came public in 2023 via a SPAC. SPACs have a pretty poor reputation for investors Since back around then, there were lots of companies that came public that just weren't ready. They had poor financials and overpromised. And with the SPAC process, there's less rigor and due diligence. I do think this was the case with Nuvini. They just came public way too soon. When Constellation Software IPO'd in 2006, they had $165 million in revenue and were already profitable. Nuvini, on the other hand, is 2 years after its SPAC IPO, and it still only has $32 million in revenue and is not profitable on a positive net income perspective, just adjusted EBITDA. Third watch out is the headwind of generative AI models becoming so advanced that it makes the creation of these niche softwares have a lower barrier of entry. We've seen Duolingo's stock plummet with rollouts of Gemini and ChatGPT being able to create language learning platforms easier. And even Constellation Software, who typically doesn't even do earnings calls, find the needs to have an emergency conference to discuss this generative AI headwind. Needless to say, Nuvini, while an interesting company trying to copy the highly successful Constellation Software playbook in a high-growth, under-penetrated Latin American market, it's just too early in its company's journey. At a sub-$100 million market cap and with the 3 headwinds, it is no more than a speculative gamble. I prefer to add to our portfolio companies with strong fundamentals who can couple those fundamentals with long-term secular tailwinds. Thanks for watching. Please click like and subscribe to help us out. And until next time, wishing you the best in your investing journey.